All right, what's up, Verdicks tribe? Nick here. I got B-Man, D-Man, and Joey B here. We're going to do a quick review on an amp that I purchased. I've been using it for about 6 months now. We're going to kind of do it in a group setting tonight to try and spice it up a little bit, see if these guys have any questions for something that I've been using for a little while now. So what I've got here, let me bring it up on my screen, is the S.M.S.L HiFi audio stereo amplifier. It's a pretty badass little machine. It is 80 watts per channel, 2 channels on it. It has, let's see here, an auxiliary, a coaxial, an optical input, as well as Bluetooth 4.2 right here with a little antenna. It also has near field technology. So basically, if anything that kind of has a near field, I haven't used it yet, but basically being close to it automatically pairs your phone up to it. It is incredibly small. I can get you the exact dimensions. It is 7 inches long, 2 inches wide, and 3.35 inches high. So just for comparison's sake, this is a iPhone 8. And so you can see it is not much bigger than your basic iPhone and very narrow. And that was one of the big purchasing points for me because where I'm using this is in my bedroom. And so I didn't want to buy, your massive typical receiver like your Denon and your Onkyo, this giant chunk of machinery that's kind of sitting on your, whatever you have under your TV or whatever you have in your bedroom. Kind of keep it more simple, more modern, and also keep the wife happy. So this was like the perfect purchase for me. And it also comes with a remote, which is even better. So, when you're listening to TV, when you're listening to Bluetooth, you can actually change the volume from bed. You can change the input from bed. And it has a couple of different EQ settings. So like rock, heavy bass, and stuff like that. So it's pretty versatile for what it is.
I assume you can customize the EQ if you want.
Yep, so you can customize that.
Last time I tried to change the input in bed, it did not go well.
I was going to say there's other ways to keep a lady happy in the bedroom, but this could be one of them.
Yeah, can you tell us what you're hooking this baby up to?
Yeah. The other cool thing, just real quick with this, is it also has the capability to tie in a subwoofer. So that's actually a pretty big plus if you kind of want to have a 2.1 system in your bedroom. I am running KEF Q150s off of this.
So I guess the ideal use case for this would be to power a set of passive bookshelf speakers.
Passive bookshelf speakers, yeah. Okay. I wouldn't power floor standing with this. I would power bookshelf. With my phone, volume all the way up through Bluetooth. I've only ever ran this thing at like 19, and I think the volume goes all the way up to like 50 or something like that.
Yep.
There is plenty of power in this little thing.
Are there any regulations on storage as far as temperature, indoor, outdoor? Could you put it in a garage? Could you put it in the basement?
No, you can pretty much put it anywhere. The only thing that you're not seeing with this is it does come with a power brick. For form factor, something this small isn't going to get the power out of this. So it does have a power brick, which you can kind of hide underneath or put it wherever you want. It's kind of out of sight, out of mind. Obviously, you can't get something super powerful without some sort of power source. So that's the only other thing that's not there. But you can put it in your bedroom. You can put it inside. You can put it outside. It doesn't run hot. That was one of the fears of mine because regular receivers get pretty hot. So I've ran this for a few hours. In fact, I run it all through the night. What I do is I put like ocean sounds and rain sounds on it and crank the volume up. And basically my entire bedroom sounds like a freaking ocean. And that really helps me go to sleep. And when I wake up in the morning, I've felt the power brick and everything, and it doesn't run hot at all. So, the KEF Q150s are, I wouldn't say they're high fidelity, but they're very well-respected speakers from a very well-known brand. And the sound that comes out of them through this is awesome. It's a Class D amplifier. Class A is typically the highest fidelity audio for amps. Class D is probably the most common. But like if you're a real big audiophile, you wouldn't use this to power super high-end speakers because people say that there's some distortion with like a Class D amp. I don't have the ears for that. So, you know, I'm not picking up on any.
Not to mention you're talking thousands and thousands versus what I don't want to
that's the
jump
other
the
thing.
gun,
So,
but price
so
point.
this right now is on sale for $140. I got it for $120.
Wow.
So, you know, for me, it checks all the boxes. I really wanted it to have an optical to hook up to my TV, and I wanted Bluetooth to hook up to my phone. And, you know, I would say that the sound coming out of this is on par or a little bit less than the sound I have coming out of my Denon audio receiver that has Klipsch RP600Ms hooked up to it. I don't have a well-trained ear, but you know, if I were to put like Def Leppard on the ones downstairs and Def Leppard on this one, you would be very hard pressed to find a strong difference. As a matter of fact, my wife.
That's just because Def Leppard rocks.
True.
Yeah.
True story. But like my wife even comments all the time, like when we throw the speakers on, they're kind of at a perfect level. So it sounds like it's coming from in front of us. It sounds like it's coming from back of us. So it's an awesome little piece of equipment.
And the Q150s are no joke. Like it powers them just fine.
Way more than enough. Like
Perfect.
Way more than enough.
Now,
I mean, your typical, it's 80 watts per channel at 4 ohms, which is what the KEF Q150s are. They run off of 4 ohms. So, you know, 80 watts per channel, the KEF Q150s, which are nice passive bookshelves, probably only need 40 to 45.
Yep.
To really make a good sound. So 80 is way more than enough.
Nick, how easy is it transitioning from using it with your television to your phone? And does the Bluetooth on your phone ever override what you're dealing with on the TV and like kind of kick out the channel to overtake that? Like
No,
if you're watching a video on Instagram, will that override the television?
No. So it will only connect via your phone when the input is selected to Bluetooth.
Okay.
So if it is on optical, it'll strictly go through optical. It won't fire up the Bluetooth until you flip it over to Bluetooth. You know, the only thing that it does do like that could maybe mess you up is if you have it on Bluetooth and you're just kind of like listening to music, or you're surfing Twitter and you bring up a video, it will put the video, you know, it's not smart enough to recognize, hey, just keep playing Pandora. It'll put whatever is actively making noise on your phone up, which can be kind of scary depending on what video you're watching.
Scale of 1 to 10, could your dad install it? An average dad, your dad's exceptional.
Yeah, easy. Plug and play. I mean, it's got, I use banana clips on the back, but it's your typical receiver hookup. In, left, right, you know, red and black, and basically your power, and you're done. I mean, it is super.
He didn't give the scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, scale of 1 to 10? For me, this is probably a solid 9. I love this thing. There's not much I would change. It also has a headphone adapter in the front. So some people use this for really high-end higher end headphones. It's also a great application for like a PC, right? So like if you don't have computer speakers and you want to use passive bookshelf speakers for your PC, this is an easy way to get them hooked up to your computer without having to have a giant receiver on your desk as well.
So you would just run an aux jack out of your audio card to the input on that, and then speakers hook up. Okay, cool.
Yep. So, I mean, there's really not much I would change. If there was anything I would change about it, but it would probably put it in a much different price bracket, would be some sort of like EQ customization app on like my phone, or the ability to adjust like treble and bass individually. So like essentially, it's like if you're listening to rock, like it has a rock input. You can't go into rock and say, cool, I like that, but I want the treble to be a little bit higher. It's either rock or hip hop or heavy bass. You can't adjust bass, treble, and mids individually. So you're kind of stuck with whatever preset EQ stuff they have. So highly recommend it. Fantastic little product, especially if you're in the market for something that is not going to take a lot of space up, or you don't have a lot of space to work with. And from what I've seen online, the customer service for this company is fantastic. I've had no problems with it, but people that I have seen that had problems got replacements right away, and you know, and it's right off Amazon. So highly recommend, again, S.M.S.L AD18 HiFi stereo amplifier with Bluetooth.
Very
Any other
cool.
questions, boys?
Does it for me.
I think you're muted, B-Man.
That's why you can't hear me.
There you go.
I might pick one up.
So that's a quick review. Thanks for watching, guys. For all things Verdicks related, verdicks.com, Verdicks. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. We're going to keep pumping content out. And until the next time, shields up.
Shields up, homie.
Shields up.